One of the great things about looking at the Earth from above is that when you start kind of peering down, you start to learn so much about humanity and our history.
Είναι γνωστό ότι κάποιες τυχαίες ανακαλύψεις άλλαξαν εντελώς την ιστορία. Και μερικές φορές η μοίρα δίνει τα ενία στους πιο απίθανους ανθρώπους. Χιλιάδες χιλιόμετρα μακριά από την έρημο Τάκλαμακάν, σε ένα ήσυχο κοριουδάκι της Αγγλικής υπαίθρου, ένα θαμμένο από καιρό μυστικό δεν μπορεί πια να κρυφτεί.
Google Earth completely changes the game.
Και για δύο βετεράνους κυνηγούς μετάλλων, αυτή η σύγχρονη θέα από ψηλά αποκαλύπτει κάτι εντελώς αναπάντεχο.
I looked at Google Earth and it was quite clear that there was something worth investigating.
Δεκάδες παράξενες γραμμές χαραγμένες σε έναν αγρό.
I find this image really perplexing. I look at it and I sort of go, this makes no sense.
The shape of it seems crude, the pattern unusual. But what is it? And why is it here?
Και στην άλλη πλευρά του αγρού κάτι ακόμα πιο παράξενο.
You can see clear rectangular shapes and deeper ditch-like paths.
It looks like this really weird puzzle with great big chunks of the earth being fitted together, frankly not very well. Nothing about this looks natural.
Ένα μυστήριο που θα αποκαλύψουν οι κυνηγοί μετάλλων.
You want the site where there's potential.
Όμως μπορεί να βρεθεί τίποτα αξίας σε αυτήν την ισταλέα Αγγλική ύπαιθρο.
The first thing that comes to my mind when I look at this pastoral site is, oh, it's beautiful and it's very peaceful. It certainly doesn't say to me, there must be treasure buried here.
Αν όμως υπήρχε, πώς θα τον βρίσκαμε?
Finding anything of real value with metal detectoring is like finding the tiniest needle in about 100,000 haystacks. It almost never happens.
Να ελπίζει ποτέ κανείς ότι θα βρει κάτι σημαντικό.
When you do this, you never once think that you'll ever find a life-changing anything.
No, I know.
You don't. It doesn't cross your mind at all, does it?
Όταν πρόκειται για θαμμένο θησαυρό, πρώτα προσπαθείς να μικρύνεις το πεδίο έρευνας.
You'd look on those aerial photographs and see if there's anything that draws your attention straight away.
Like a fisherman would look at water, he'd try and read the lake, see where the fish are. Well, we do the same with the field.
Μα τι μπορεί να σημαίνουν αυτά τα σημάδια?
You'd never guess it looking at this today. But this place has seen a lot of action.
It could really be anything from ancient history to the Tudor era. Until you start looking on the ground, you just don't know.
We had to go and have a look.
Όμως μια γρήγορη έρευνα προσφέρει ένα στοιχείο.
There's one book that has the most complete survey of a pre-industrial society anywhere in the world. And that's the Doomsday Book.
In the Doomsday Book, there were 12 known homes documented.
That one detail holds you to that area.
These are signs of a deserted medieval village.
This is a street.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's a house there, there's a house there, and there's a house there.
Yeah.
These people would have been working the land which was probably owned by someone rich and powerful.
Και αυτή η απροσδόκητη γενεαλογία αυτού του χωριού αλλάζει τελείως τα δεδομένα.
William the Conqueror's brother-in-law was the Bishop Odo of Bayeux, and he owned a lot of this land.
Μήπως κάποιος αρχαίος βασιλικός θησαυρός περιμένει να ανακαλυφθεί?
When you've got headphones on, you can hear distinct sounds.
The bigger the item, the bigger the sound is.
Με τα στοιχεία από το Google Earth και αυτά της ιστορίας, οι κυνηγοί θησαυρού έχουν πολλές ελπίδες.
Approaching a field with a metal detector, you think you're going to find treasure straight away. It's not that simple.
It was very, very quiet. All we found around the whole field was a musket ball. We had decided to actually leave the field. Oh. I'm getting a signal. I walked directly onto a large signal. That's quite deep. That's when the magic happens.
Well, there it is. I said, how big's the signal? And he said, well, it's as big as a dustbin lid, which I found unbelievable.
Όμως, τι ακριβώς είναι θαμμένο εδώ?
was on my hands and knees, bringing the soil out of a hole.
How deep goes one?
I looked in the hole and found what I thought to be a piece of corroded aluminium. Now, corroded aluminium means modern, means some rubbish. But I realised it wasn't aluminium because it was heavy.
That's the sides. What's that?
And I could see a shiny round object facing the sky above me.
What is it?
And I leaned down and got closer, and I could also see lots of small grey round shapes all around that one shiny one.
It's a coin, isn't it?
Bloody coin.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
Thousands of coins neatly buried. It's unbelievable.
Look at them.
Είναι ένας σωρός νομίσματα.
In archaeological terms, a hoard is a stock or store of money, one that is secret or carefully guarded.
I've been metal detecting for 40 odd years. You find many things, several coins sometimes in a hole, in one hole, a purse loss. You very rarely find hoards. When you find something like this, there's always lots of questions going through your mind. How did it get here? Why is it here? And who was carrying it that day?
It could be a whole chest of them.
Συνολικά είναι 5.252 ασημένια νομίσματα.
Be careful, because some of them are really brittle. Yeah.
Most hoards are roughly about 20 to 50 in number. That would be a big hoard. So for there to be this many is unheard of.
There's some serious cash down there.
At the time the hoard was buried, the coins would have been an immense amount of money, worth probably millions.
Πώς βρέθηκε ένας αληθινός θησαυρός θαμμένος σε έναν αγρό της Αγγλικής υπαίθρου?
The biggest questions are who put it there and why?
Κάτι άλλο, επίσης θαμμένο, δίνει ένα απροσδόκητο στοιχείο.
A sheet of lead, be about 20 inches long by about 10 inches wide and domed across the top.
Τα νομίσματα είναι θαμμένα στο αρχικό μολύβδινο κουτί τους. Είναι ένας συγκεκριμένος τρόπος φύλαξης. Κάτι παρόμοιο βρέθηκε στη Βόρεια Αγγλία το 2011.
One really good example would be the Silverdale hoard. Coins and jewellery were found buried in a lead casket. There were 200 coins there, and that of course made it one of the largest Viking hoards ever discovered in the UK.
Μπορεί και ο σωρός νομισμάτων του Ленборо να είναι ένας μυστικός θησαυρός των Viking?
We have to take a closer look at the coins. If they're in good condition, they might tell us when they're from.
Δύο από τα πρόσωπα στα νομίσματα αποκαλύπτουν μία προέλευση, μα όχι από τους Viking.
These are Anglo-Saxon era coins from the first half of the 11th century. The king on those coins is Ethelred.
Ethelred took the throne at a very young age.
And when he was on the throne, England was being constantly raided by the Vikings. What does any invader want? Money.
Τι κάνει λοιπόν κάθε λογικός βασιλιάς?
Taxes are collected from all over the country and then sent to the Vikings in order to stop them from attacking.
Μπορεί το έβριμα του Ленборо να είναι μια χαμένη δωροδοκία προς τους Viking εισβολής?
What makes it more curious is the king on the rest of the coins.
Ο βασιλιάς Κανούτος, μετά το θάνατο του Έθελρεντ, κατακτά όλη την Αγγλία, τη Δανία και την Νορβηγία.
Canute's leadership ends 40 years of attacks on English soil and leads to an entire new era of prosperity.
This king is not looking for money or protection.
Αν τα νομίσματα δεν είναι εξαγορά προς τους Viking, τι είναι?
The coins are stamped with the names of the mints, where they've been made. And the information is astounding.
The money was gathered from 40 mints across the country.
Όμως ποιος τα συγκέντρωσε και γιατί?
In times of peace, it's far easier for money to circulate through trade.
Μπορεί να τα έθαψε κάποιος πλούσιος γεωκτήμονας.
I can imagine someone hiding their family's wealth, just in case things take a turn for the worse.
Όμως ένας παλαιότερος αγγλικός νόμος προσφέρει μια άλλη εξήγηση.
At the time, older coins had to be taken out of circulation and returned to the mints to be recast.
But you'd expect that coins destined to be melted down and recast would make it to the destination.
Οι ειδικοί ίσως δεν μάθουν ποτέ ποιος έθεψε τα νομίσματα, όμως ξέρουν πότε συνέβη.
Analysis suggests that this money is buried around 1035 AD.
Οι ειδικοί εκτιμούν την αξία του σε 1,35 εκατομμύριο λίρες, πάνω από 1,5 εκατομμύριο ευρώ. Και ο αντίκτυπος αυτής της απροσδόκητης ανακάλυψης ξεπερνά τα νούμερα.
The historic importance is far more important than the monetary value. So I had an inkling of what Howard Carter felt like when he discovered Tutankhamun's tomb. Now obviously, that's not quite the same. My name will always be attached to the Lembergh hoard. I feel quite proud of that.
We're here launching the 2012 Treasure Annual Report, which features almost 1,000 treasure items.
I love that romance of digging up hidden treasure, of finding something that hasn't been seen for hundreds or thousands of years.
We've also got the largest Anglo-Saxon coin hoard discovered since the beginning of the Treasure Act. It was found by a metal detectorist in Lembergh, Buckinghamshire, just a few months ago.
But the day started just like any another day metal detector.
When did you know what you'd got?
As soon as I turned over that first piece of lead and saw what was underneath it. But that's when I stopped and decided this is something quite big. At the time we counted them, and we counted 5,251 late Saxon coins. Since the original find, we've had little snippets of information, which leads us to think that it might be more historical value than just a cache of coins.
This hoard has as many coins in it as all the treasure cases that I've dealt with in 18 years and more at the British Museum.
We've got loads of finds being made by members of the public. The Portable Antiquities Scheme makes sure that everything's recorded on a publicly available database and that we don't lose all that knowledge. They also facilitate the treasure process and make sure that important finds like the Anglo-Saxon coin hoard end up in public museums.
We saw Pippa Pierce cleaning them. She's a conservator. It's funny, you see the laboratory she's got with all these chemicals and these cabinets for cleaning coins. And what's she doing? She's in the sink with a toothbrush. And that was all they needed, just a toothbrush and a bit of water.
And they've scrubbed up quite well.
They've scrubbed up really, really well, yeah.